Hello, fellow cyborgs, and welcome to Poetry Tuesday, the day where I talk about poetry, maybe even read some of my own sometimes, maybe, who knows? Today we're going to be talking about Life on Mars by Tracy K. Smith, which was my favorite collection of poetry of 2015. Okay, so this collection of poetry takes on astronomical, scientific sort of themes, also references to David Bowie. It also talks about themes of African American struggles in America and African American identity. It also talks a bit about grief after the death of a parent. So there's a mix of everything. I must say that I love the first half of this collection more than the second. The first half has mostly the scientific and astronomical themes, and also the themes about grief of a parent, and the later half of the book are the ones that deal more with just personal poems and poems about the African American identity. I loved so many of these poems, especially in the first half, but the ones that specifically stood out were Don't You Wonder Sometimes, It's Not, and The Universe as Primal Scream. So if you don't mind, I would love to read Do You Wonder Sometimes. It's kind of a longer poem, but this will give you an idea of what the collection's about. So just kind of sit back and don't be embarrassed because I'm reading to you. Reading to people is one of the best ways that you can experience literature. At least that's what I think. Don't you wonder sometimes? 1. After dark, stars glisten like ice, and the distance they span hides something elemental. Not God exactly, more like some thin-hipped, glittering Boeing being, a starman or cosmic ace hovering, swaying, aching to make us see. And what would we do, you and I, if we could know for sure that someone was there squinting through the dust, saying nothing is lost, that everything lives on waiting only to be wanted back badly enough? Would you go then, even for a few nights, into that other life where you and that first she loved, blind to the future once and happy? Would I put on my coat and return to the kitchen where my mother and father sit waiting, dinner keeping warm on the stove? Bowie will never die. Nothing will come for him in his sleep or charging through his veins, and he'll never grow old, just like the woman you lost, who will always be dark-haired and flush-faced, running toward an electronic screen that clocks the minutes, the miles left to go. Just like the life in which I'm forever a child looking out my window at the night sky, thinking one day I'll touch the world with bare hands, even if it burns. 2. He leaves no tracks, slips past, quick as a cat. That's Bowie for you. The Pope of pop, coy as Christ. Like a play within a play, he's trademarked twice. The hours plink past like water from a window AC. We sweat it out, teach ourselves to wait. Silently, lazily, collapse happens, but not for Bowie. He cocks his head, grins that wicked grin. Time never stops, but does it end? And how many lives before takeoff, before we find ourselves beyond ourselves, all glam glow, all twinkle and gold? The future isn't what it used to be. Even Bowie thirsts for something good and cold. Jets blink across the sky like migratory souls. 3. Bowie is among us, right here in New York City, in a baseball cap and expensive jeans, ducking into a deli, flashing all of those teeth at the doorman on his way back up. Or he's hailing a taxi on Lafayette as the sky clouds over at dusk. He's in no rush, doesn't feel the way you'd think he feels, doesn't strut or gloat. Tells jokes. I've lived here all these years and never seen him. Like not knowing a comet from a shooting star, but I'll bet he burns bright, dragging a tail of white-hot matter the way some of us track tissue back from the toilet stall. He's got the whole world under his foot, and we are small alongside, though there are occasions when a man his size can meet your eyes for just a blip of time and send a thought like shine, 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 straight to your mind. Bowie, I want to believe you, want to feel your will like the wind before rain, the kind everything simply obeys, swept up in that hypnotic dance, as if something with the power to do so had looked its way and said, go ahead. So I'm sorry if that made anyone sad because of the recent passing of Mr. David Bowie, but that is a prime example of what you'll find in here. I'm just completely enamored with Tracy K. Smith's poetry. I'm itching to get my hands on Duende and The Body's Question, which are her two other collections of poetry. She's just gets me to my core, at least for the most part. If any of that sounded appealing to you, I highly recommend you check this out, experience it for yourself, read it aloud to a friend or a lover, and just enjoy the words. Please leave me in the comments down below the name of your favorite planet, or solar body, or astral body, or dying star, whatever. I think my favorite thing is, I think it's the constellation Cygnus. There you go. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed an episode of Poetry Tuesday, and until next time, read some poetry and continue to be lovely.